It was 10 years ago today, a terror attack at the Boston Marathon. 2 bombs went off, killing 3 people and injuring hundreds of others. A decade later, many stories have been told, but many are still unfolding. The cost of this is something you're still paying for.
Yeah, so be a lifetime of paying for.
Paul Norden, Jackie Webb, and their group were among the thousands watching when the attacks began at 2:49 p.m. on April 15th, 2013, near the finish line of the Boston Marathon.
We were waiting for a friend to run by, and we heard the first blast go off. And obviously us, as with everybody else, looked down Boylston Street, and you saw what was a mushroom cloud. I turned to start going towards the street, and I remember the barricade being there and thinking, like, how am I gonna hop that? And that's when the second blast went off.
You were right here.
Yeah, they were against the fence.
This was the Forum restaurant at the time.
So there used to be a tree here. It was actually, the backpack was placed right next to the tree. We kind of surrounded it. But I had a lot of bark that they removed during the cleanouts and debridements for, 5 or 6 surgeries. So they knew I was close to the tree.
Today, in place of the tree, stands a memorial to those killed. Jackie Webb's injuries took months to recover from. Her many procedures were made possible in part by donations from the Greg Hill Foundation, which helps New England families touched by tragedy.
They came to my hospital within 48 hours and had a check. And that, I think, was the most impactful gesture that happened the entire marathon bombing. That's what I, think of all the time.
Norden lost his right leg above the knee and was in a coma for 8 days. His brother lost his leg below the knee. The past 10 years for Norden and Webb have included recovery, the establishment of their own charitable foundation, and the birth of their first child. Made even more meaningful when the nurse who treated Webb on Marathon Day helped to deliver Webb's daughter, Ella.
I see your necklace.
Yes.
Your Ella necklace.
Yes.
Do you wear that all the time?
I do, yeah.
And what has Ella meant for you?
Oh, she's my world, man. It's really just, you can't even put into words what she means. Like, it's just so special and brightens our day every day, and it's beyond a blessing to have her.
Neither Webb nor Norden have ever returned to Marathon Day in person, preferring instead to watch on TV.
When you watch the marathon this year, will you watch it with nerves, with a sense of happiness that you're able to give back now? How do you feel about all that?
Yeah, I guess it's going to be mixed emotions. We're obviously very grateful for everything that's come after that, but yes, there's always nerves around every marathon, especially this one with it being a big anniversary. But, we'll get through it.
The Webb Norden Foundation is a promise to be there for our community.
Jackie and Paul's Webb Norden Foundation aims to help those who do not have access to the resources many victims of the Boston bombing benefited from.
As of tonight, the Webb Norden Foundation has donated over $10,000 to 6 beneficiaries in the first 5 months.
That includes both physical and mental recovery.
I think hands down that made the biggest difference in our recovery. I think even just it being Paul, myself, his brother, and our group of friends, it was so easy to go and speak to somebody else, or they could, normalize a feeling for you. And my heart breaks with people that do that alone, because I think that there is strength in numbers in there that you just can't explain to other people.
Do you want to have more kids?
Yes, we are expecting baby number 2.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
And it's a girl, I'll say it.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Wow, the blessings continue.
Yes.
That's great.
Yes.
When's it due, or is she?
September.
Okay, that's amazing.
Yeah, we're
Good.
excited.
Okay. They're doing so great.
Oh, that's wonderful.
And it was so good to spend time. One of the stories that I think hasn't been told maybe as much as some of the other ones. Our quick thanks to the Mandarin Oriental for giving us a place to talk to them right along Boylston there.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And our thanks to Jackie for being so open about not just what happened that day, but the challenges that they faced over the past decade.
Boston's become a home for me also, as you know. And I am always amazed at that strength and that bond. I know so many cities have it, but it really is there. And there is no one that you talk to that doesn't have that memory of that day. And for those that survived and that were there, it's just strength that I can't describe. And for them to share, it's really
resilience. I mean, we all covered it in some way, shape, or form, not just the incident, but the recovery of those. Great piece, Jeff.
And the continuing recovery.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And the need for her and him to speak to others who were...
To help others who don't have that support.
Yeah.